Hi. Hello, guys. Hello, Anastasia. Yes, we're back. Hello, Miss Sharon Care. Yes, I hope it's better now. Welcome, Akinola. Thank you. Hello, Paul. Is it better now? Yes, I think so. Hello, MA. Good evening, good evening. Hi, Chioma. Welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry about earlier. I don't know what really happened, but I think I have some idea to some extent. Well, anyway, we're back now and we're in numbers. Yes, good. Okay, so we're just going to continue rather than starting all over again. So let's continue, please. Hello, Jefferson. Rufaro, good evening. Rind, good evening. Gladys, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining. Justin, good evening. Please share so that other people will know that we're back because we were up earlier and then on earlier and then back. Okay? Thank you, Chris. Okay. All right. So let's go.
So hello, everyone. This is Kingdom Fruits. Now, what Kingdom Fruits means is profiling the people that have been listening to Dr. Sunday Adelaja for some time now, and as a result, they have been able to, practice the word that they have been listening, and the word has brought some changes in their lives. And the fruits that they are bringing out are the things we call kingdom fruits. So this kingdom fruit is what the church is supposed to be doing. We are using this as an avenue to demonstrate and to showcase to the world what the church of God is supposed to be about. The church is supposed to be all about producing songs and releasing them into their destiny, into their fields of calling. The church is supposed to be all about raising up deliverers and sending them forth to all the mountains of the world to subdue all those mountains with their gifts and capacity and abilities. So, and that's what these people have done. Even though many of them have never met me, we never saw each other, we never met, but just by listening to me on Facebook Live, we are able to transform the lives of people. People have been going to church for ages, for years. And what that means is that, the churches don't really need to do much to help and, and raise up people who are following them to become world changers. And if every church would do this, the Lord Jesus Christ will be ready to come back. But unfortunately, the church mainly has got it wrong. Many of them are actually more like cults than churches these days. So let's read the story of Chioma. Chioma is one of the ladies that we spoke to in Lagos, Chioma and Uche. And but this is our own time to be profiled on this platform. The Lagos team were the people who got it right. So now I'm going to read to you this story of her transformation. So my name is Chioma Nwigwe or Ugwudi. That is our actually father's name, Ugwudi. So she's 37 years old. Her dad was an engineer. Her mom was a medical doctor. She was born to an Anglican church. And she read my book, Money Will Make You Rich, in 2015. And it took her 6 months to summon the courage to even call me or to even write me. But she just decided to give it a try. She had a urge to thank God that we should be led by the Spirit rather than by tradition. If she had gone by the tradition that she knew that men of God don't write to ordinary men, she would not have written. But 6 months later, she obeyed the leading and the inspiration of the Holy Spirit in her to write. And then she said she was shocked when in 48 hours she got a reply from Dr. Sunday Adelaja. This is one of the things that everybody is responding and what people are commenting on Dr. Sunday Adelaja. They are always saying that Dr. Adelaja replies his letters. And I think this is the way it's supposed to be. This is one of the ways to touch people with God's love. And this is, if we are saying we are servants of God and we are ministers of God, we are supposed to be responsible enough to be able to write people back. And some people use their secretaries to write back. Maybe not bad, but I like to write back myself, because people who write me think that they're going to get the letter back from their response back from me. So if I don't reply and I don't even see their letters, it's like deception to me. So that's why I decide to always reply my letters. So, but what now shocked her most is that Pastor Sunday didn't just reply a letter, but Pastor Sunday called them I called her and her husband. So, and I had 2 hours, or is it 3 hours talk with her and her husband on phone. And she said that just blew her mind. And, but by then she was a banker, and her husband is a banker too. So she was working in the bank, and as an executive in one of the Nigerian top banks. But she had been under the trap of Uncle Sam, because she would work for 18 hours a day. I mean, of course, 14 hours in the bank itself, then 4 hours going traveling the road of Lagos. So, and then she was still a mother of 3 kids, I think, or 2 kids or 3 kids. 2 kids. And so, she was a slave to Uncle Sam. And so she was living a miserable life, even though she was a Christian, she said. And of course, she was sewing all the sewing gift and all that. And so I thought, in her own words, she said, I thought that to be successful in life, I had to earn a promotion in my job or get a better job. Neither of the two came. So I was merely existing and not living, even though she was an executive. All right. Then she said, secondly, I was also attending a mega church in Nigeria, which I now know is a cult, based on the teachings we've been learning from Pastor Sunday. Is your church a cult or not? She said she had a similar experience with Paul, because she wanted to raise up millionaires, and then in the process, she stumbled upon my book, and which led to her salvation, from religion, from Uncle Sam and all that. And so now she's saying, I will now say that my life actually started after I encountered Dr. Sunday Adelaja. So I started to live only after I encountered Dr. Sunday Adelaja. Can you imagine how many people are in church? She had been in church for 17 years. So before she met me, she'd been in church for 16 years. And she said she was not living. Can you imagine how many people that Jesus died for, who are professing to be born again, and are just whining away their lives? They're just wasting lives in churches. Sitting down in churches, going to listen to the messages, doing everything pastors tell them, but they don't come to fulfillment, no personal fulfillment, no fulfillment of purpose or calling. So, but she's about 1 year old now. She's about less than a year old baby. She said, my life started after I met Pastor Sunday. My experience so far has been that of total transformation. All this while, I had just been existing, but now I got my life back, you see. And that is why we are doing this platform, and that's why I'm doing all the live broadcasts that I'm doing, to help Christians to really get their lives back. Take your life back from religion, take your life back from cults, take your life back from deception, take your life back. I previously looked at my banking career as the path to my success. I was hoping that promotion and henceforth will come, and my life will be changed for better. But now I know that true success is in discovering and who I am, and using my gifts and talents for the kingdom of God. She got it right. And this is what the church is supposed to be doing. The church is not supposed to be keeping people. The church is not a place to condense people or keep people as many as possible under your submission. The church is actually a place where people come into, and we help them. We open their eyes to discover who they are, their gifts, their calling, and their purpose. And once they discover that, we equip them, make them strong enough in the principles and truth of the kingdom of God, and then send them back forth into the world where God has called them to win for him. So I have been liberated from both self-imposed bondage and the ones set by men. I am now clear on my purpose and calling, and I'm working on this on a daily basis, as well as directing people to discover their purposes through the distribution of Pastor Sunday Adelaja's books and the distribution of the platform itself, popularization of the platform. Proud to meeting DSA, my life was on the verge of collapse. Now I am rebuilding my life again with all DSA's teachings. So let's see now, she's now saying, what have I learned from DSA's teachings? What have I learned from DSA's teaching? Well, number one, previously, life for me was mysterious, was a mystery. And unfortunately, especially for Nigerian Christians and African Christians, life to them is like a mystery. They're just looking at life, whatever comes, fatality, like destiny, kind of fate, whatever God decides. But now, she said, I did not have answers. Before, I did not have answers to a lot of questions, but through DSA's teaching, I now know that my life is predictable. And I'm in total control of the outcome of my life. And that is why we are doing DSA platform. That's why, if you don't know the YouTube, that's where all my teachings, all my previous teachings are on YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official. You can discover that, no, you are in charge of life. You are in charge of your life. Not some forces, demons, and principalities, and witches and wizards, or, even God. No, you are the owner. God has done everything on his own side and has put you at the driver's seat. You are in charge of your life right now. So you can make your life predictable. So that's the first thing she learned, the first principle she learned from DSA's teaching after less than a year of listening. Number two, I have understood the value of work and what work truly means. Even though she was working 14 hours a day before, right? She still didn't understand the real concept of work, why God created work. Many people still don't know. Prior to now, I was all about working for money and survival, and then seeking to get more and more promotions at my job. But now, through the teachings on conversion, I am more using my time to create product. I am now using my time to create products and ideas to impact my world. So she's totally changed her concept that work is supposed to be in line with your calling. Work should be in line with your destiny. Work should be in line with discovering the things that were already in you and releasing to the world. And work is supposed to be about discovering what is in God and what is in the kingdom and bringing it to pass on the earth. So she got it right. That's a totally different definition of work. The next thing I learned then she discovered that work is about impacting the world, about changing people. So if your work is just about salary, you've not worked yet. You've not even lived yet. Life is supposed to be about impact, about relevance. Number three, what I've learned from Pastor Sunday, I now understand the loss of money. I'm no longer being manipulated or controlled by the dictates of money or the things of the world. My heart is fully set on purpose, and that is what I'm living for. And she says she now understands the purpose of money as well, because the purpose of money is not to be master over people. People are not supposed to be chasing after money. The purpose of money is for it to be subdued so that it could serve my purpose. It could serve the purpose for which I'm here. So she got set free from the dictates of money, from the power of money. Yes. Now, let's talk about my fruits. Let's talk about Chioma's fruits. The first thing I did after listening to the series of Dr. Sunday Adelaja's teachings was to quit my banking job. Ooh. In Nigeria, that's the job everybody is dreaming of, I heard. But everybody wants to be in banking. And here comes a girl that decided to quit a banking job after listening to Dr. Adelaja. Is that good or bad? Well, let's see. That job, Uncle Sam had me down for 9 years. I realized how much I was being enslaved by that job and decided to set myself free after listening to Dr. Adelaja. I transferred the 15 to 18 hours I was working from Kosam to now using the same amount of hours to listen to DSA's teachings. Because it doesn't make any sense if you don't build yourself up first. If you don't give life to yourself, it doesn't make any sense trying to give life to other people. And that's what she got right. She decided to stop a job, a survival job, and give life to herself. The question I have for you, if you are listening to us today, is, have you given life to yourself? Do you even know what life is? Have you discovered what life is? And have you discovered life in yourself? Have you recreated yourself into the kind of person that you would like to see? Or you are just still the product of what environment and circumstances have made you to be? Are you still just the product of what mama and father and parents, relatives, country, and the world has made you? Everybody must get to a point in his life where he decides to recreate himself and give himself the kind of life that is in line with the expectation that God has for you, with God's ideal idea when He decided to send you to this world. And that is easy to do. Just listen to as much as Pastor Sunday's teaching, like Chioma is done. So she created herself. She gave herself a new life thanks to listening to Dr. Sunday 15 to 18 hours a day. And I challenge anyone, take your time, go and listen to Dr. Sunday Adelaja's series and teachings from YouTube or my blog, sundayadelajablog.com. Go and listen continuously for 2 weeks, non-stop, for 8 hours or 15 hours a day. And then, or for after 2 months, 2 weeks minimum, but 2 months ideal. Just take 2 months out and listen every day, minimum 8 hours. You will see what will happen to you. So, I transferred the 15 hours a day I was using for my job to listen to DSA messages and also reading some of his books, which now translated into some of the projects that I will write about. This freedom has given birth to over 16 projects. You see? You see? Someone was she was living for 36 years. She never gave birth to any project like this. In 1 year, she gave birth to 16 projects. But she did the right decision. She set herself free from the bondage of Uncle Sam and used that time to build herself and dedicated time to listening to materials that will change her life. And the result is out there. In 1 year, 1 year has given her more than what almost 20 years of church didn't give her. So that's why we are saying that this is like almost like a showcase of what the church is supposed to be like. Or if you want an alternative to what the present day church is doing. So 16 projects. What are they? Let's go through some of them. She said she's only going to give us some of them. Number one project, she started a bookstore project. The impact of my life, I don't know if she will write somewhere here, but what she also did is that she stopped going to church because she discovered that, like she said earlier on, that the church is Uncle Sam also. The church also is Uncle Sam. The church is a cult. So she decided to set herself free from the church, and her church is now Facebook, computer. Our church now is YouTube and Dr. Sunday Adelaja's platform, of course, because she has relationship with even more people today than she used to have when she was going to church. The impact in my life of the teachings of Dr. Sunday Adelaja's live broadcast moved me to decide to get the distribution to spread the books and messages of DSA in Nigeria. As a result, she has been able to spread by herself 500 books of Pastor Sunday, and now she's setting up a company to begin to publish Pastor Sunday Adelaja's books in Nigeria. That's number one, fruits. Number two, we decided to secure a facility in Festac. That's a section in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria, to use as library and e-learning center So they got a property and made a library or e-center out of it. I mean, with their money, with their own money. This would also serve as a resource center for DSA materials on various topics. Please, anybody that is out there, be free to contact us for Pastor Sunday's books in Nigeria, and even to come and use our e-centers and our library and our DSA resource center in Nigeria. So please, Chioma, give your telephone. If you are there right now, give your contact so that people, and your email, your Facebook, so that people will contact you. Another problem that I notice with our people, and I think you have to begin to announce this, if they are in DSA family, they have to, I see that most of the people in DSA family only have 1,000 people, 1.2 or even less than 1,000 people following them. We have to if we want to spread the word, if you really want to influence, we have to intentionally add up to the maximum that Facebook asks for. Just keep on adding people. Every day you can add 1,000 people each. And that means, or 500 people, or how many, I don't know. But everybody should just go and begin to invite people and add people to themselves, even if you don't know them. Why? Because then, if you are afraid, people are afraid, oh, they are going to clone me or something. For them to clone you, first of all, you have to be important. For them to clone you, but you have to be influential. And if they clone you, just make an announcement, that's not me, I'm here. They are cloning me every day. So don't worry about that. They have so many fake. So don't let that stop you from spreading your influence. So I want to talk to everybody that is here now, and I want us to announce this all the time, that everybody go and be adding as many people to your page. Because if you are only having 1,000 people on your page, that means that is all the amount of people you are influencing. But can you imagine if you could double that or make, multiply that five times? And the people are all there in the internet anyway. Just keep on inviting them and begin to influence your world. So that's the second project that Chioma is doing, the e-library and the library building project that they set up, DSA Resource Center. So this is one of the first team to set up DSA Resource Center. So if you are in the DSA family, maybe you want to also consider doing DSA Resource Center in your city, in your town, or in your country. Number 3, we started look at this. She started online mentoring program for the Christians in India. Living in Nigeria, left a job, but destiny started manifesting through her. And now, sitting at home, just listening to Pastor Sunday and writing something on Facebook, she has opened up, God has opened up India to her. Bright in Nigeria, in Lagos, Nigeria. She's now influencing India. Some of us who are in Europe don't even influence India. So she said, I got connected to an NGO in India who needed mentoring. And I have been engaging and sharing with them online the materials from DSA teaching. This mentoring was so easy thanks to all the materials from DSA. Number four, fruits that Chioma is brought. Radio program. She's going on radio. The girl is all over the place. She's running rampant. The girl is running rampant. Oh. I recently got a partnership opportunity to start a radio program with Nigeria Info. Amazing. And we'll be having our first outing this Saturday, 10 a.m. Nigerian time. Wow. We will be addressing the need for our youth to begin to take charge of their lives through self-discovery. Also, this will be an opportunity to recommend the book, Who Am I? Why Am I Here? To all the youth as a tool for self-discovery. Before you recommend, radio goes wide. Before they begin to call you, it becomes popular, you'll be recommending everybody. Number 5, fruits that Chioma has brought forth. She started NGO and civil society in Nigeria. Proud to now, we had been organizing empowerment seminars for youth in secondary and tertiary institutions, but with the abundance of teachings from DSA, we saw the need to start an NGO, civil society, in the name of Desmond's I think that's her father. Desmond's Women and Youth Empowerment Initiative. That is the name of the NGO. And also formed a youth club, World Changers. So, where we meet and discuss DSA's books and messages. The club currently has, that youth club currently has 15 members. The NGO initiative, in addition to the club, will continue to embark on empowerment projects targeted at youth, women, less privileged, and public schools. Number 6, school project. After listening to Professor Imafidon, we decided to commence with our Montessori school project, nursery and primary school, which we had abandoned 3 years ago as we were chasing Uncle Sam's vision. We thought that it would be unfair not to have model school or schools where students will be groomed with all these teachings from DSA. So they started to start schools, nursery and primary school, to begin to, they are starting it, they are going to own it, and then they are going to use the teachings of Pastor Sunday Adelaja to raise up another set of people in Nigeria, a new generation that will be taught right from the beginning. That is a great idea. Can you imagine children being taught how to be here and now, for example, or being taught, all this, who am I, from primary, secondary school, from primary school, nursery, primary school. How to change the world. The problem with Nigeria. Only God can save Nigeria. I mean, children. This is going to be a new category of human beings being raised in Africa, in Nigeria. This school is going to be the most elite school in Lagos and in Nigeria, I guess. The focus right now is to raise a team that will also become ambassadors of this message and to create a system of promoting the books and materials of DSA on various platforms. Beautiful. The next project they have done, bookstore project. This is a global project. This is urgent. This is an urgent need. This is urgent need to spread. There is an urgent need, to spread the message of DSA all over Nigeria, Africa, and the world. Hence, the need has arisen to put a structure in place and have representatives at various locations to coordinate the distributions of these materials. Anyone who is interested in distribution of DSA books and material, please, you are welcome to be part of this project, both in Nigeria, Africa, and all over the world. So, they are looking for distributors, anybody who is interested in distributing DSA's books and materials. So she is starting a worldwide project that's going to be called the Bookstore Project. So get in touch with her. You have her telephone there and the link to her Facebook. We need to have targeted distribution to schools, churches, offices, wedding events, wedding centers, events, libraries, local governments, etc. We are also searching for more publishers for the African market. So if you want to publish DSA's book in your country or in any of the countries in Africa, please get in touch with her. We'll be ready to give you the right to publish DSA's book. But we'll only give you if you are going to work hard to distribute it, because just giving you the right without the book being distributed, it doesn't worth anything. So the website is currently being designed. She wants to start a website for the distribution of DSA's books in Africa. Here are some other ideas that we are working on. We are also working on book clubs. All the people who have bought or have read any of DSA's books will be part of a club or community to exchange ideas on what they have gained from reading DSA books. This exchange of ideas will translate to the creation of more projects, as DSA had earlier informed us that each of his books contain at least 50 to 100 projects. She got it right. And this is the way we are going to change Africa. You know, now I'm happy for you, because it's not just my own idea and strategy anymore, how I want to change Africa. You want to know how I want to change Africa? This is just the formula. Like, for example, let's take just Chioma by herself. You know, she got in touch with my teachings and she got set free from Uncle Sam. She got set free from religion. She got set free, from herself, and created a new person. So this new Chioma, now in 1 year, has produced more results than the 37 years she had lived on the earth. And now she discovered who she is, And she's been able to produce all these fruits. A library, yeah, and resource center, radio program, NGO, India outreach, library, learning center, bookstore, and then she can just keep on. It's just like then she became like a tree that is planted by the riverside. She's just blossoming, and many more ideas. Come and see many more products that she's got. So that is the idea. It's just like the other time. Who was the person we profiled the last time? That was Paul, right? Paul Orisha, Paul. Jesus Purposeful or what? Eshupofo. Jesus Eshupofo, right? Paul. So Paul Eshupofo was the person. Look at him, for example. He was already in his calling, but he has produced more results in that 1 year than what he had been doing before. Why? Because, this is what happens, even in the film industry. So every problem in the society could be addressed just by us helping reproduce human beings and helping them to discover their calling, because God has already put all callings all problems in the country as somebody's burden. All problems is going to be somebody's burden. You just need to help them discover that and set them loose and empower them to go and confront them. That's what the church would have done. If the church had empowered all Christians in their churches, everybody would be busy resolving one problem or the other, or several problems. And that's how country comes to development. So, another project that she has is library project. Okay, before then she said book reviewers and transcribers of the messages are also welcome. So she wants to organize book reviewers and transcribers. Our community will be challenged to start book club reviews at various locations. Online and offline models will be adopted. The transcribed messages from his teachings will be condensed to tracts and flyers for distribution. She is all engaged. Full-time job for God. Not for Uncle Sam anymore. And for the country. And for people. Then the other project is the library project she has started before. She wants to increase it. About 65% of Nigerian youth are either underemployed or unemployed. This, to a large extent, is consequent to the inadequate and falling standard of education in the country. A lot of our youth are yet to take up the challenge of personal development. Also, data is a challenge for those who desire it. Our e-learning center is being set up to address this challenge, as it will provide resources and infrastructure for clients to take courses from international educational institutions. Clients can take massive open online courses and earn certificates from international educational institutions at very affordable rates. Also, the learning or resource centers will be stocked with DSA materials in all forms, books, Kindle, video, etc., for the purpose of learning and training on that topic, on any topic. So then, the initiative, the NGO DWYE initiative, training is currently going on with some volunteers who have indicated interest to work with us, as they have been assigned some DSA's book to review to enable us to create outlines that we will use for the school drives and other programs that the NGO will be engaged in. So even from that, they will form the curriculum for the nursery school and the primary school. Brilliant. So she wants to share with us some of the programs that they are working on, extramural classes in schools. So that's a very good one. So classes, extramural classes. Schools that have signed up, so they will line up schools that have signed up for extramural classes will be taught values and principles for life and success using teaching extracted from DSA books and messages. Adopt an orphanage, that's another program they have. So let's see the next vision she's having. Adopt an orphanage. Beautiful. And I think one of the things one of the ways to do this is to also make announcements, and this is one of my wisdom for you. You know, make announcement, and not just on this platform, but be making announcement. Go and make advertisement everywhere. If anybody wants to adapt an orphanage, you know, there might be families even living abroad who might want to decide that, okay, I want to adopt an orphanage with my tithe and offering. Some of our tithe and offering that we have been taking to churches, now we could begin to use them to adopt some orphanages or senior citizens homes or, you know, schools. So even if you are sending to them $100 a month, you know what your money is going for. So then you could be the coordinator, kind of. You could, you know, make a research and investigation into how many orphanages or needy centers all over Nigeria in every state. And then you could make a catalog of all those centers, both orphanages, senior citizens, and, you know, maybe mental homes and things. And people, then you could offer, we could create a platform to offer people all over the world who want to adopt, you know, any one of those. And then you'll be the coordinator, and they will be seeing the pictures and the video of what is going on in the places that they have adopted. Beautiful. This dream is to inspire these orphans to believe in themselves. I mean, these are the orphanage dreams she's talking about, and see greatness in them beyond the four walls of the orphanages. The idea is to set up a library with DSA materials at some orphanages and have a dedicated staff who goes there once a week to discuss the books with them. Then we have Prison Library Initiative. This program is to set up library with DSA's books and materials in all prisons in Nigeria, with the aims of changing the value system of these prisoners before they are released or introduced to the society. A lot of these prisoners come out of prison and are unable to fit into the society. Wow. We could begin to release and produce history makers from prison. And it's a good place because they are all lying there from morning to night. You know, can you imagine, even if we are listening to, like she is listening to DSA, in 1 year she has become like this, and in prison where they don't have anything to do, you know, see how many books we produce and how many history makers they could come out of there. Then the next project she has is Community Reads Project, a volunteer project to read and interpret Sunday Adelaja's book series to rural communities in their local languages. Wow. This is based on the firm belief that the information in the book can transform the lives of rural, illiterate, and uneducated communities. We intend to push this project through the NYSC Community Development Initiative in Nigeria. Tracts, flyers, and newsletter distribution. That is another project after the Community Reads Project. We have another initiative called Tracts, Flyers, and Newsletter Distribution, a volunteer project to make tracts, flyers, and newsletters to promote messages, materials, articles, and information from the books and teachings of DSA. I think that anyone who is yet to encounter DSA is missing out. Trust me, you cannot get this quality of mentoring for free from any other place in the whole world. Every other person is out there to take advantage of you. But DSA has revealed the secret of life to the whole universe for everyone who wants to know the truth. Anyone who is alive in this generation should strive to encounter DSA through his books and messages. Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now let's try to get Chioma on phone, on Skype, and I hope she will be there, and we could talk to her and let her share her experience with us.
Can I quickly read some comments?
Yes, please. Okay. While you are reading the comments.
Hello, Anastasia says, track, flyer, and newsletter distribution. Hello, everyone. So many fruits. That's from Gift. Great job, Chioma. That's from TY. Extramural classes. Yay! Charles is saying that. Amy says, great job, Sister Chioma. Brilliant. From Gift.
Hello.
Hello. Okay, I got Chioma already. How are you, Chioma?
I'm doing fine. Thank you. Good evening.
Congratulations. You are profiled today on Kingdom Fruits. Hello?
Yes, I can hear you.
I said congratulations that you are profiled on Kingdom Fruits today.
Thank you, sir.
Now, tell us what has your life become in this past 1 year?
It's actually echoing. I don't know where it's echoing from here.
Is echoing?
Yes, it's echoing.
I hear you very well, so you go ahead and talk.
Okay. In the past 1 year, my life has been totally transformed. And like you read in my write-up, I just started living my life when I discovered Pastor Sunday. I was tied up in my job of banking for 9 years, and all I knew was get up in the morning, babysit my children, rush out to work, come back in the night, eat have a little time to sleep, and that is it. I'm up again the next day. So that was how I was living. I didn't have that. But after I met your teaching, after I listened to it and watched it, like I got the courage to throw away the things that I was really trapped. I saw that I was in a trap, and I didn't know how I was going to get out of it. But thank God I met you and listened to your teaching. It gave me all the courage to, and my life is better for it today. Then I was working 14 hours, but now I'm even working longer hours. You can testify sometimes even my one is 12 when I'm even awake. But I just don't feel as if I'm working.
Wow.
Now my energy is being channeled to kingdom. I'm a lot of people. I have a reason to live. And my desire is that as many as the people that I meet on a daily basis will need to experience this life. So this is my experience and my story to all. I'm looking forward to being able to share with every person that I know to come out of the something, because that life is a life.
What about your church life? How do you compare your church experience this past 1 year to the past 16 years before you encountered these teachings?
Okay. After meeting with you, I stopped church. Both myself and my husband, we've not been to church until today. In fact, we don't even plan to go back to any church. My experience listening to you, I will say that I began to see God differently. Sorry, I don't know why this is really echoing. I'm hearing myself twice.
Yeah, but you have to put on maybe you put on your whatever, your live Facebook. You have to stop that, and you just, yes, you have because we are hearing you very well here, so you can go and talk. You can keep on talking.
Yeah, that's the issue. That's off now. Okay, I'm good now. So my experience with church, I didn't know I was under a spell, the same spell that we're talking about today. I was really under a serious spell, and I was going to, in fact, that church was going to break my family.
Why?
It was tear my family into two. Yes.
Why?
It got to when both me and my husband were attending separate churches. Even though, we managed it, but I just thank God I got this message truly, because we were being deceived. Right now, with the teachings you've given to us, I know that that was truly a cult that I was into, even though, outwardly it looked as if, they were doing the things of God. But today, with your teachings, I know that this is all deception. Everything is all about the people's money. We package this message in the form that it appeals to the people just to exploit them. So that is my experience, really. For me, there is no other church other than when people on this platform keep saying, which church do we go to? I'm surprised, because for me, this is already church. This is church. The Facebook life is church. we have opportunity and privilege of meeting people of like minds who are kingdom focused. And I believe that if we begin to realize that what we have already set up online is church, we can together begin to change the world with these teachings that you're giving to us.
What is there hope? One time you told me that Pastor Sunday, even before you come to Nigeria, that you might not even need to come to Nigeria again because there are people on ground like us who are going to run with this message. Tell me about that.
Yes, there is hope. Listening to this kingdom fruit, and this is just one year you've been on Facebook, and these are the fruits that people are already. There is hope for Nigeria. I think I told you that, was it not last week, that I'm really inspired. If by listening to your teaching, it means that already we have the solution. We have the solution. So if we on this platform can really take this teaching seriously and sit down with them, just as you've given your time to give us all this secret, we can make this change happen in Nigeria, whether you come or you don't come. We just need to believe it and start moving and acting on it. We have to believe in ourselves and in who God has called us to be.
So this, yes, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm agreeing. There is hope. There is really hope. With this teaching, there is hope.
How has your family changed? Your relationship with your husband and everything?
Yeah, this teaching has really, really, really helped our relationship. Today, our focus, we are now kingdom focused. We're no longer bothered about the things we were bothering about. Prior to now, we're chasing after money, chasing after passion, chasing after things of life and good life. Fine, all those things are good. We desire those good things, but right now our focus has moved. Even on the side of children, I have 2 boys. Of course, before now, if I hadn't listened to you, I would have been worried, oh, I don't have a baby girl now. I need to have a baby girl to ask the number. But for me, that's all secondary. I'm not even interested. I'm done with these 2. I'm pursuing this vision aggressively. That is all I'm living for now. These 2 boys that I have, I'm okay with them. So my work with them is to train them up with the values that I'm learning from you, so that they can even discover who they are. Well, you gave us a teaching on purposes, which changed my view of having a family and children. That every child is very good child. For people that say, oh, I'm married, I don't have a child, that is not an excuse. Every child is already rich. We have orphanages everywhere. People don't have parents. So it has things to do with whether it's giving birth or not. For me, there is more to life than just, having this partner, bringing out children, and life is about purpose. If everybody makes this purpose for their existence, we've wasted our time here on earth.
Hi, Chioma, you're with me now. Dr. Sunday just had to go on for a conference call quickly.
Okay.
So I'm to interview you, ask you more questions. So I'm really intrigued with all your projects and how you could come up with all those projects. But before I ask that, I really do want to ask about you leaving your job, because I know that's a really huge challenge for many people. And you being in Nigeria having a banking job, which most people consider to be a very successful or even a good position. How did you manage? What was the step that you took? Because I'm sure there are people listening right now that may want to take the same action. Can you help with that? Like, give us tips on what to do.
Okay, for me it was easier because my husband is also a banker. Okay, I had my savings before I left the job. We reached an agreement on that, and we started putting our savings together. He is a banker. He's earning, he can take care of us. So it was easier for us that way. And I have other things I do by the side, like I do a bit of travel stuff and all that. I have some other small businesses I do by the side, but my primary focus and drive is not those on my calling or thing that I need to do, because money to survive. If you listen to, I think there was another man that was profiled on this platform who equally shared, his how he got out of. It's all about planning. One can decide to take up a smaller job where you can, go there like a few times in the year, and in the week, so you can have. But for me, I would say that what made it easier for me was my husband is still in the system, so it's a lot easier for us. Okay. Yeah, so people need to just look at their own situation and see what works for them. Okay. But even my husband is planning to leave the bank, so we're working on that already. I'm not sure he's going to be in that system in another 2 years. So we're already putting things in place to ensure that he comes out quickly, because he's wasting away in there.
Wow. Okay. Yes. I just also would like you to talk about maybe one or two of your kingdom fruits and how you're going about that. I'm asking this question, maybe you can understand my the point of view is that a lot of people are listening to Dr. Sunday right now and listening to you, and they just want to start something from somewhere. They have learned, they've sat through these teachings, they've listened, but they don't know how to kickstart it. What would you say? How can they start something?
Okay, my advice on this is, in listening to Pastor Sunday's teaching, let's not just listen to it like we listen to any other teaching. Pastor Sunday is very deep and detailed in his teaching. If he talks about a thing, it's something you need to go over and over, because let's not assume, don't ever listen to Pastor Sunday once and think you've heard everything he said. You just have to sit down. And secondly, Pastor Sunday's teaching is not the type you're listening to, you're taking care of your children. Even my children, as I speak to you, they know when I'm having a meeting online and they don't come there to disturb me. They know Pastor Sunday time. They'll say, Mommy, are you done with Pastor Sunday? So it's not something you're doing, or you're washing plates, you're cooking food, you're doing that and all. If you're sitting down to listen to Pastor Sunday's teaching or reading any of his material, you have to be there. Like his book said, here and now. You have to be present, bodily present, your mind is present, everything is present. For me, I wouldn't say there is anything mysterious about it. If you put your concentration into teaching, I tell you, ideas coming. I sleep and I wake ideas every day on Pastor Sunday's teachings, I tell you. And it's not because I'm special, it's just because I've put my mind in those teachings, and I've seen that, this is truth that I have here, and I reflect on those things that he talked about. So anytime he comes online and speaks, I'm paying attention, and each time I listen to Dr. Sunday, I get ideas. So really, I think it has to do with the mindset, with which we approach his messages. This is my own experience.
Okay.
Because I know that I've given books. In fact, there was a place we went for a meeting, and we gave out some of Pastor Sunday's Who Am I. Do you know that someone called back and said, I finished reading that book, I didn't get anything from it. And I said, I don't understand what you're saying. Wow. You mean you actually read that book and you didn't get anything? You said you didn't discover his calling.
Don't be surprised, Chioma. I was once like that as well. I felt so disappointed, but I think it's a process for some people. You can read it and not get it immediately, but you will remember things days after, and everything will start to click. So yes, that's a possibility. I'm not actually surprised. I think I said that when I read Who Am I as well, and then I had to watch the live programs to really get it together, and then read it again. Then I started feeling more confident and discovering myself. So yes, it's a possibility, unfortunately. Yes.
Yes, and another thing that helps also is just Pastor Sunday's teachings. They are not teachings you listen to today, you leave them to. If you want to follow Pastor Sunday, you have to be on his teaching every time he comes on. Or if you can't meet up with the time he comes on, you have to go back and listen to it. Like my husband, but sometimes he's not able to join. When he comes before he sleeps, he makes it a point of it to listen to. So I would say that these fruits are as a result of consistency.
Okay.
That's good.
Definitely. Also, I want to ask you a little bit about your life before and after. Your relationship, personal relationship with people. How were you before the teaching, and how are you now? Because mentioning the reason I'm asking, you mentioned like you gave book to people and giving books to people. How were you? What was your personality before, and what's your personality now? How have you evolved?
Okay, on my personality, I would say that my personality hasn't changed much. What has changed is my view of life. Because my personality, everybody has a unique personality. So I wouldn't say that my personality has changed. Rather, it's being channeled to the right, thing, to the kingdom world. Let me give an example. Now, for instance, in my I was used my time as a both person, like relation or marketing person. Now I have this book, I know how to sell, market a product. Now with the teachings of DS, I would have to apply my person into to the same project. So that's talking about personality. But now, I keep that relationship with people. I'm a people helper. You listen to how I even met Pastor Sunday. It was because the teachings in church, I wanted to help people to have more money. I wanted to be able to give more. I have more people giving more. Yeah. That was my when I read that, I said, oh, we've made 200 millionaires. How can we have 200 millionaires? So I'm someone that is always thinking about better people's lives. So if anything, the same teaching is helping me to be more of that. Maybe it's increasing the intensity of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Also, I want to ask you about church and going, and yes, you mentioned that you guys are not going to church anymore, and how you've been going to church for many years. I think you said 17 or even more. I don't know. I can't remember. How many? 19? Yeah, 19 years. So you have relationship in the church. You have friends. You have people that you're close to, and you're no longer going to church. So what's the relationships like? How are your friends or your acquaintances in church like with you now? And also seeing what you're doing.
Yeah, I still have those same relationships. They haven't left, and I still keep in touch with all my friends. But the truth is that majority of them do not understand me anymore. They don't understand us. And also the posts I put on Facebook, they don't understand it. They don't agree with most of them. And because we have a relationship, they would always start to ask me or call me that, what is your issue in church? Nothing has changed about our relationship, just that the way we see God is now different. They see church differently the way I see it, but it is just on that. It doesn't affect how I relate with them, how they relate with me. Maybe we're on their side. Yeah, I'm saying it, talking about the church or against the church or against pastors or something like that. But our relationship is, but just that when it comes to church, we don't agree on certain. But the beauty is what I do with people, or what I try to always send the of DSH to them. I don't engage people on church discussions at all, especially people that never listen to what I listen to. I tend to either material to read, or I send them a YouTube link to listen to, and it's been working.
Okay.
I will use the example of mom. Yes, my mom was particularly concerned about us, and she thought we were listening, but she was really worried. So when she came to my house and started all this stuff, I said, okay, you know what? I want you to listen to a message. and she agreed. She listened to one of Pastor's teachings on the kingdom, and I gave her another one to listen to. And after she listened to the teaching, she said, but this guy makes a lot of sense. And now, she calmed down, and I gave her a church. I gave her who she read. So now she's reading, but maybe not as pace as I would want DSA.
Yeah.
But now I've brought her in. So she's no longer attacking anything about Pastor Sunday. In fact, one of the sent me a message, all these WhatsApp messages on people talking about the church.
Yeah.
She sent it to said, I know you would like this. Just talking like Pastor Sunday, So that is my approach. I don't engage people on church discussion until they have listened to what I've listened to. Then we can take it up. Wow.
That's lesson for me. That's lesson for me and others. I hope you guys heard that. Actually, Chioma is just saying that her strategy with Dr. Sunday's teaching and others, especially people that object to her new liberty of not going to church, or that she doesn't engage them in conversation about church until they've listened to what she's been listening to. And it makes absolute sense, because it's like you're trying to tell somebody that they don't have the same viewpoint as you. They can't see from the same view. You're seeing from different views. So thank you. That's really words of wisdom for me. Thank you very much for sharing that. There's a bold statement that you made in your profile that Dr. Sunday don't even need to come to Nigeria, that at this point, with the teaching and everything, we can do what we need to do. That's a real huge statement. And I'm actually very impressed with it. I just want to know where that is coming from, where the audacity is coming from.
Okay, I actually told that I made that statement. I don't think it's on my profile, but in one of the discussions I had with him after the Facebook, just before they put down the Facebook page. After those teachings, what people had listened to this 500 messages of Pastor Sunday, so any who sit down to listen to those teachings, I tell you, would not expect Pastor Sunday. You would start moving, you will start running like you're a big person. You get angry, and that's just what the mindset I've heard that made me say what I said. If anybody has really sat down and listened to all these teachings, then we don't necessarily even. Pastor Sunday has, he has given to us the same material that he's going to be working with when he gets here. So why can't we use the same material that start producing results? So that's what I believe.
Yeah. Thank you. You have 16 projects that you've listed here on your profile, and I'm sure that you have more, because from the way you're told, the way your profile is written and what you've written is like, okay, you're raring with more. You even said it down. There's no way that you wouldn't come up with ideas. You must have some favorites of those projects. So can you tell us about two of those favorite projects and why they are? What makes them quite important to you?
I don't know if I have any favorite project, because
priority projects. If it's not a favorite, then which one would be a priority for you?
Okay, for me, priority here is to spread the message of DSA. To spread everything for me is just, this thing has to be spread. This message is the message for the world. The lie, if there's going to be any change in this world or in my country, and it is my country, this message just has to spread. And for me, I sleep and wake with that, how to spread the message. So everything I'm thinking about is that, how do we spread this message? How can we push it? How can we push it through the media? How can we push it through all the channels, or TV or anywhere? So for me, even when we're on the platform, when I'm reading the comments of people, I'm unfortunately, the way I put it, I said there is an urgent need to spread the message of faith.
Wow.
From this kid.
So your priority is urgently to spread the teachings of DSA. Wow, that's interesting. That's really good, and that's what you're doing. So you've been setting good examples. Victoria Ann here says, I know her personally. She's really wonderful. Different personality entirely. I'm sure you know Victoria Ann because she's written a comment there for you. I'm sure you would also read all the comments at the end of the program. Chioma, please do, because there's some really lovely comments there. Dr. Sunday also left some messages on advice, as he would usually give advice. So I'm just going to read them out for you. Is that okay? Chioma, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah. You know the advice at the end of the program where Dr. Sunday would give his advice on what to do?
Yes.
Yes, he's left some advice for you. He's written some, and I just want to read it out to you. You ready?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
ready. I have my pen and paper.
Okay. Number one is to find agencies that recruit or mobilize people looking for job or growth. If it's not there, we need to think of creating one. So I think this is relating to the fact that you said 65% of youth in Nigeria are unemployed. So this is probably related to that. So he's saying that find agencies that recruits or mobilizes people looking for jobs or growth. So, and if there are none, then we need to think of creating one. So you need to think of creating one, an agency, a job recruitment agency. Number two, teach them on life principles you have learned from DSA. So teach these people that are looking for jobs. First you create the agencies, and then you teach them on life principles that you've learned from DSA. Start seminars on stop looking for job in the city. So start looking for seminar, and the seminar would be stop looking for jobs. I believe that's what he wrote here. Number four, start a training on how to stop surviving and start living. And number five, start the How to Become a Millionaire Club. So those are the five, let me say those are the five that is written down that you should. Do you want me to go through it again quickly, or are you okay with it?
I'm okay with it.
Okay, thank you. So
I want this one.
Pardon?
Yes, I want to say something about his advice.
Yes.
I would like to say that Pastor Tommy is a man of the Spirit. Truly, I now am even more convinced that he's truly a man of the Spirit, because 3 out of 5 of these advices are things that I even thought about.
Wow.
Aside from the agency and the 1 and 2 talking about the agency, are like together. I hadn't thought about that.
Okay.
But on the stop looking for job idea, the seminar on that, and the training on how people need to stop surviving and how to start living, and on how the Millionaire Club, these ones have also been on my mind.
Wow.
So truly, the mentor to keep.
Yeah. Well, it's in sync with you, and it's in the spirit, obviously, all the time. So those are the information that I sent for you. And then also, Chioma, I know Dr. Sunday usually asks this question, so I thought I'll ask you that what advice would you give people that are listening now, or people that haven't listened? You took the bold step, even though it took 6 months to contact him. So what advice would you give to people generally? I know you had some advice in your profile, but what would you say verbally to people that are listening, or anyone that listens to this later, and whatever position they may be? What about DSA?
You know, if you're on the platform, sometimes I know some people come there, they keep writing all sorts of funny things that they read on Google about DSA. But do you know that even since I started listening to DSA, I've never bothered. I told him, even the day he called me, I think he asked me that question that, why did you write me? Didn't you hear or read? I said, Pastor Sunday, I'm not even interested in anything that people are saying. And he hasn't even proved me wrong, even since I started following him. What I would say to anyone who is yet to start following the teachings of Pastor Sunday is that if you're such a person, if you're here for the first time, I think you need to continue to come on this platform, because the teaching that DSA is giving us for free, no other person, I tell you, no other person in this world will give you this teaching. There is no other mentor in this world that will release the secret that DSA is releasing to us for life without charging for it. If you haven't met with Pastor Sunday, you have really missed out. My regret, if I want to talk about my regret, sometimes I tell you that I didn't meet him on time. It's like I've known Pastor Sunday like 20 years before now. I think my life would have had a different story or taken a different turn. So if anyone is going to be listening to this after today, or even as you hear on this platform, I think we should take more seriously the teachings of this man, because in it lies the salvation or deliverance of this world. If the world has issues, that DSA has all the answers to issues of the world. That's what I have to say.
Wow, thank you for that. Chioma, I know you have a program this weekend. Can you tell people a little bit about it? And if there anybody that is watching us right now, they could also attend the program that you have. Just tell us a little bit about the program, where it is, and where they can also find you if they want to join you.
Okay, it's a regular program. It's happening on Nigerian Info, 10 to 11 a.m. Nigerian time. We tagged it Taking Charge. We're challenging people to begin to take charge of their life. It's actually more targeted at the message is for everyone, because we live in a country, in my country, Nigeria, people are interested in pointing fingers at the government, looking for everything around their problem themselves. But in this meeting, we're going to be telling people that it's time for them to take charge of their own lives and begin to build, because no other person can stop them. Their life is actually predicted from the teaching that we've learned from DSA. Somebody needs to guide them. So that's what the program is about. I want to encourage anyone that is in Lagos or in Nigeria to tune in to Nigerian Info on Saturday from 10 a.m. We'll be there live.
Okay. Also, can you tell people about the books? You know, I know you saw Dr. Sunday's book. So is that still something that you're actively doing, and people in Nigeria can contact you and get in touch?
Definitely. Pastor Sunday's books, my next name is DSA Books.
Okay.
DSA. Okay. If you want to get Pastor Sunday's books, my contact, I'll drop it before we end now, and my email, you can reach out to us. And I would say that really we would love that these books really come in faster than we're getting them. Part of the challenge has been the publishing side to it. We need more publishers. If you're on this platform and you're a publisher, we need to discuss with you so we can see how we can bring in more of these teachings, because Nigeria needs the teachings of Pastor Sunday. You know, we need to have these things faster than we're getting them. So the book thing has come to stay.
Okay.
It's my life. It's part of my life. Everything I'm doing is with Pastor Sunday. Everything I'm going to be doing is around those materials.
Okay. Wow. Thank you so much, Chioma. It's a pleasure listening to you, and thank you for the time that you spent to give us some more inspiration and insight into what you're doing. It's much appreciated. I'm sure others are appreciating you right now. I'll read some of the comments and I'll just say goodbye to you on Skype so I can read some of the comments. And thank you very much. Dr. Sunday is still in the meeting, in the conference meeting, so I'll just read the comments. Thank you, Chioma. Bye.
Bye.
Okay, John is saying, I have never seen my minister or person as generous as DSA. I have never seen any minister or person as generous as DSA. It's unbelievable. DSA is surely a gem and God sent. Thank you very much, John. L Faith says, God bless you and keep you in Jesus' name. Thank you. Eric is saying hello to me. Thank you very much, Pastor Eric and Aaron, DSA family from Cameroon. Then, oh, John, I'm sorry, I didn't see that. You couldn't hear the speaker. God Life says, beloved, the audio is not. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize, guys. I was busy. Okay, Euphoma is reminding everyone to share and replay it when your husband, when the husband comes home. It's actually replying a response to Mercy Vin. Mercy saying, my husband loved this preaching, but he always come back home late, so I make sure I take down something for him. And also you can replay it as Euphoma has advised. It's a video, so you can watch it on YouTube, or you can listen to it again on the blog. YouTube is Sunday Adelaja Official, and the blog is sundayadelajablog.com. So you will find all this teaching on there. If not on the same day, you'll find it within 48 hours of the program on Facebook. Chisandra is saying, awesome, Sister Chioma. This is hope for Nigeria with thumbs up. Thank you very much. Anastasia is written Kingdom Focused. Thank you. Yes. Good evening, Dr. Sunday. This is somebody else saying hello to Dr. Sunday. Thank you all. You are right. You are right. Deliverance, healing are taking place here. That's Give Blessings that is saying that. Gladys says, what are we doing here? We have to pack our bags and go and do something important to our nation. OMG. That's Gladys. Yes, we all need to do something. But we can start from where we are. We don't have to all pack. But if we want to pack, that's also good. Thank you very much, Gladys. That's enthusiasm. Very good. What a great way to live her life. Kudos. That's Jasper that is saying that. What a great way to live your life, Chioma. Well done. Paul is saying, devil is seriously in trouble. And then we have this. That's great. Very encouraging. That's Brenda saying that to Chioma, I believe. Let me read some more top comments. MJ says, this is about the platform, I think. MJ, I think I'll show it to Dr. Sunday so you can advise on that. Project 3 online mentoring in Nigeria. Queen Chioma, thumbs up. That's from Anastasia. Okay, and Uche that's Chioma's husband, saying DSA family members should aim at having the maximum of 5,000 friends for maximum impact on Facebook. Yes, that's what Dr. Sunday advised us earlier to do, to maximize our Facebook friends allowance and make sure that we have all the friends that we're entitled to. And I know that MJ has something to say about that, because she did mention that the challenge that she have with that. But I think Dr. Sunday will probably address that later. But what I would say, in my knowledge of, let me read MJ's comment. MJ's comment is, Pastor Sir, I got loads of requests since I joined the platform, simply because I saw mutual friends of DSA family. But lately, I have been receiving strange calls and messages from guys at odd hours, which is not good for me as married woman. Yes, I understand MJ, but I think this probably has to do with setting. Number one, right? If you get people just calling you anyhow, you can block them. So that's an action that you have to take. If you do that a few times, they'll stop calling you. Number two, anyone can leave messages. You can delete them, and you don't have to even pick it up. It's about understanding with your husband. Let him know. And number three, as well, you have to check your settings. Make sure that your settings doesn't allow your phone number, because I don't know if it's called through the messenger or it's called through a phone number that you left for Facebook. So either way, this all can be resolved. It shouldn't be a reason to stop you in your tracks. Don't allow the nuisance to stop you. But that's just my opinion. I'm sure that Dr. Sunday would have something to say, or maybe something different. But I also wanted to say to everyone that Facebook, is good that we maximize it. It's you might actually benefit from this at some point as well. When you maximize, have as many friends as possible, you'll meet more people, there's more opportunity. So you can also use it, not just for Dr. Sunday to make sure that you propagate his teaching, but it's more for you to also get in touch with other people. I know in the past when Facebook just started, there's a lot of controversy. Anytime that there's a change or there's something new, people do say, oh, you know, it's not private, people will do this, people will do that. But we are far above that now, you know, and it's been on for so many years, and it depends on how you use it. It's with anything, even if it's just a mobile phone. If you misuse it, or you know, if the wrong people get hold of it, they will call you like a nuisance. But there's always a block button. You can also block them. So I hope that helps. And also, guys, we'll be back in 24 minutes for the Is Your Church a Cult or Not? That's the program that we have from 9 p.m. Ukraine time. So I'm expecting all of us to join again so that we can learn to identify what the cult is or not, especially in the church. I think in the secular world, we know what a cult is, but in the church, you know, it's hidden in some ways. Well, not so hidden, but we're just, because it's a church, we just don't identify it so easily. And it's been an interesting few days that we started with Dr. Sunday on the teaching of Is Your Church a Cult or Not? So please join us again in 22 minutes now. Also, guys, the movement is still on. Thank you for those that are joining. I know that also a lot of people are receiving emails, they're receiving letters regarding the movement. Please check your inbox, your messenger inbox, because we don't have everybody's email. And in order to have your email, which would be much easier for us, please, guys, I'll urge you to complete the form. The form is on Dr. Sunday's page, and it's also on the movement page. It's the form regarding the movement. It's just a contact form so that we can have your email and send you all the information on how to mobilize people on the movement against deception in the church. We really need to free people. You heard Chioma there, really want to enlighten people and give them the life that they need to really be living rather than just existing. So this is what the movement is about, to know the truth and to live a full life. So please join the movement, complete the form so that we can have your contact number, your contact details, so we can send you, not phone number alone, but email. We'll predominantly use email to contact you. So please complete the form. And also, there's also the form with Kingdom Fruits. We just experienced a wonderful Kingdom Fruits. If you want to join the Kingdom Fruits, there's another form. It's a basic form. This one is it's an aid memoir to help you to write your own profile. I am of the understanding that a lot of people think that they haven't done enough to be profiled, but you know, you have done something. If you're thinking of an idea, put it out there. If you put it out there, that will also help you, would also propel you. And you know, this advice that you can also get from Dr. Sunday might actually help you in your projects. So if you're out there and you're thinking, oh, I'm not doing much, or I haven't started much, but you've got ideas and you're going to execute them, you're serious about them, then it's worth you completing the form on Kingdom Fruits as well. And then we can take it from there. Look at what you have and see how we can develop. And when you will be profiled, everyone should be profiled on Kingdom Fruits. Anyway, I want to thank you all for your time, for listening, for staying on with me while Dr. Sunday is not here. We'll be back again in 20 minutes now. So I've been talking for a little bit. So we're back in 20 minutes. Thank you so much. I will see you soon. Dr. Sunday will be back in 20 minutes with the program on Is Your Church a Cult or Not? So I'm not sure what the today's title is other than the series title, but you'll find out in 20 minutes. Okay, guys, and also there's actually a poster about it on Dr. Sunday's page, so you can check it out. Thank you all again. I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.